regrettable decision or a significant change in what were once life plans can lead to the instantaneous abandonment of a place. Thanks to several photographs, today we can see what this place looked like 20 years ago. And it suggests that those who lived here were happy. They had a large area they used for a garden and for animals. From what I was able to find, apparently a couple lived here, but there's no trace indicating whether or not they had children. Their names were Gaspar and Renata. They were religious, to the point that they dedicated a small part of the room to be a place for prayer and worship. Their beautiful country house was meant to be their retirement home, but an unexpected turn of events changed the final fate of the house and its inhabitants. A twist I was able to uncover thanks to an old penitentiary letter. But let's take it step by step. Entering this place blindly, just like you, without knowing what story that old country house held. Welcome to this little country house, truly set in an idyllic spot. I don't know if I managed to get any drone shots, but we're right in the mountains in what feels like a little forest. Super peaceful. And, well, this is a one-person house because we can see there's only a main room, and we assume the person might have been religious, though we don't know if they were a priest. Look, this is the living room. Maybe this house is better seen with shots from the Sony, since it captures more. Since it's not very big, to show you everything properly, it'll probably look better with the Sony because it's got the wide-angle lens. Check out how the entrance was laid out. It opened directly into this cozy little living room with its main table. These L-shaped benches, where Jesus and I have put our backpacks full of cameras, lights, tripod, and so on. And, well, this was the main room, the one that welcomed guests as they came in. I've been able to see a main bedroom and then an area that looked like a storage room. I still haven't found the kitchen. So, let's see. It had a ton of details, but honestly, for my taste, it was a bit too cluttered. See, the table's full of stuff. Oh, my bracelet's all loose up to here. Hang on, let me fix it properly. There we go. Well, like I said, for my taste, it's just way too cluttered with too many little things. There are still bottles that are full, coffee sets, a pair of binoculars, and then there's the little table for, well, the kind of thing anyone would have, right? The entrance to the house, the dining table. And the cabinet with its little glasses. Here it does look like they took some of the glasses, right? Because you can see the shapes, right? So they probably took more glasses from here. We don't really know what this could be. Oh, it's a radio. It's a radio, and this part comes out. I'm gonna put on gloves because I can already tell I'm gonna start touching things. Okay, now I'm ready. I think this is like a portable radio. And this speaker looks like it comes off. Look, up to here. I mean, that's so cool. You could take the speaker out so you could hear it. Oh, from both sides. From here too. There it is. Look how cool that is. In the little drawers of this main cabinet, can't forget the Christmas decorations. That's so cool. I think it's pretty, I don't know, really homey, right? That someone who lives alone still has their Christmas decorations and wants to decorate the house for Christmas because, I don't know, little things like that. She put up a tree, okay? Because that's for the Christmas tree. And she had lights too. So you could say she was probably, pretty warm-hearted that even though she lived alone, she still kept up her traditions, especially if she was religious, of course. Oh, look at this detail. The drawer handles were like little lions. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, these look like seeds, right? Yeah, seeds for planter. Well, actually, this man had quite a big garden. Look, all the handles are like this. Check out the paintings he had around the house. This one's like a hunting theme. Those are hunting dogs trying to catch those birds. And we'll see this room at the end, which is more like a storage room anyway. He actually spent most of his time in this part of the house, which we're about to see, but first, let's stop and look at this beautiful, large chess set he had. Look at my hand. The chess set was pretty big. It looks like there's a game in progress, not finished, but people always end up moving the pieces, so it doesn't necessarily mean the person who started the game didn't finish it. Here we come to a room that could be for guests, since it's a single room, and you must have already noticed this thing that really stands out. This fox. Taxidermied and knotted. And this is the desk. Wow, look at this guy. He is right over there, right there. Hey, have you happened to notice just how incredibly quiet it is around here? It's incredibly silent, isn't it? Here are the little drawers. Nothing, they're all empty. Look, here there was, let's see. I think it's an alarm. It looks like some kind of alarm. It's basically like a physical photo of a room, and it's a real photo, but because of the high humidity, it's all warped and distorted now. There are more photos, look, of a house. Is this the same lady? This one here looks exactly like this lady. Damn, I don't even know what to tell you. Well, leaving the desk here, I've left the photos here so I can do a before and after of the place later. Right there on the floor, they have this very unusual painting, which is actually kind of weird because the figures are drawn in a specific way that I've honestly never seen before. But no, nothing could be further from the truth. It's just a simple painting from this area, I guess. Here we can see they had some little plants. This, by the way, not long ago, someone told me these were called, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to say it right. I won't say the exact word because I can't remember. But here, this thing you see in a lot of castles was the spot where people would gossip, where folks would come to chat, they'd sit facing each other, and it was basically where all the gossip of the time was shared. If it was raining, they'd be here. Actually, we're in a really humid area, so it rained a lot. They'd come here to sit and relax. Thanks. Kind of in secret, right? And here's the little bed. We don't know if it was for guests or what. An old domino set placed here on the nightstand. More paintings. And of course, the lady spider's here too. If I turn around, here we have the main bedroom. And look how big it is. Oh, I hadn't seen that. Not sure if this is the dining room or if I'm getting lost. Okay, I think that's the dining room because I came in through there. Look at how beautiful this altar is. And the ceilings above me are wooden, but like beautifully carved. It's really beautiful, no doubt about it. I mean, these little houses usually don't have ceilings like that, you see? Here, the little library had its books, and the altar is gorgeous. We don't know if he was a priest or if it was just a very religious couple. What could it be? I said he lived alone because I've only found letters addressed to one person. It's so peaceful, huh? We're right in the middle of the morning when, for example, a city would be bustling. Cars going up and down, tons of noise, and here it's just so calm. Okay, another clue that maybe the last person who lived here alone was the woman is this right here. They're high heels. I mean, they're women's heels. They're all beat up, but yeah, it's more evidence that maybe the last person here was the woman. Also because of the photos we've seen. A Thermomix? Seriously? A Thermomix? What we know today as a Thermomix, which is a cooking machine, a kitchen robot, it also used to make radiators. Or, yeah, it's kind of like a heater. Wow, that's cool. Look at this figure. How pretty it is. Same thing I'd done. This one, actually, with a cushion placed right here. This really is made for sitting, huh? Because the cushion was right there. And also, I think it's super nice that they're set up here because you open the window and the light comes in, and you could just sit here and chat peacefully. Conversations that haven't happened in decades. We don't even know if the last owners of this place ever used these benches facing each other. Some people call this place the priest's house. I don't know if you saw any signs that the village priest ever lived here. It's not crazy to think something like that, but after finding women's clothing in the closets, several letters and receipts addressed to Renata, and some photos where a woman appears, it makes you think it was a couple who lived here. But what if, instead of a couple, they were actually siblings? Let's keep exploring. So I told you this would be the main bedroom, but now that I'm looking at everything closely, if the lady was the last one to live here and ended up alone, I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if she was ever married or not, but it seems to me that maybe this was the last room that was actually used. It has more personality, there's the altar here, and there are more pieces of furniture, more personal belongings. Maybe it was this one. What's this here? What is this? Oh, they're like some hens made of. There's some hens. I didn't know what it was. Sometimes you tell me, show the books they have because they say a lot about. Whoa, no, it can't be opened. It's stuck. They're more like dictionaries and encyclopedias and books about regions of Portugal and stuff, rather than actual history books. And, well, that's it. It's interesting, right? The house, even though it's small, well, actually, it's bigger than the apartment I live in. But still, I don't know. For a country house, we've seen a lot that are much bigger. But it has its charm, doesn't it? This stuffed fox here, this guy. And we're gonna. Oh, by the way, we haven't found the kitchen, and we haven't seen the bathroom either. Let's go through here. Look, here's the one responsible for those super professional intros that look so nice with that camera, with the wide angle lens. Well, this is the room I was telling you about, the one that's more of a mess. Probably because they've rummaged through it too. Wow, the floor here really creaks a lot. Look, there are actually quite a few personal belongings here too. I told you that in the other one. But here there are colognes. But it seems more like a man's, right? Could it be? Well, that's what it seems like to me. Wow. Hairstyle, love. An Afro-style hairdo all the time. How cool. Oh no. Here, like cotton balls. Let's see if we can find a name. Many. At the time, I didn't read what I was holding in my hands. I didn't know I was looking at the biggest clue this place could give me. It's a record of the belongings Gaspar Manuel had the day he entered prison as an inmate. Because if there's still any doubt, most of the letters in the house are addressed to him. With this sheet, we can see that his only belongings were what he was wearing the day he was admitted to prison: a pair of pants, a jacket, and a tie. Another thing we learned from this letter is that he went to prison in 1987, leaving Renata alone for many more years. In the next episode, we'll check out the kitchen and find expiration dates that reveal how long Renata stayed here. I'll also go down to the basement of the house where an old wheelchair seems to be welcoming me,